So you know that school gets serious when they start separating you out into levels. All right, and this happened in Scotland when you're about 10 years old. We call it primary 5. That doesn't mean anything to you, but there it is. And the first class that they separated you into was mathematics. So you'd have your main teacher, who you'd get every single subject with, but you'd have to walk across the school to go to your maths class, which would be about, we call it double maths, and that was about 2 hours long. And so, which is, an eternity for a 10-year-old. 2 hours of essentially long division and fractions and just the most monotone voiced people that you could possibly imagine. I'm not doing an impression right now, by the way. And at the end of every maths class, we do a test called mental maths, right? And mental maths was basically, we all got a scrap piece of paper, and the teacher would ask us rapid fire questions, and we'd have to write down the answer immediately, and we'd get about a second to answer. So, and the teacher would read these out fast as well. So she'd be like, 9 times 9, 5 divided by 6, blah, 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 and we'd be like, oh shit. And that wouldn't be so bad, all right? But what happened at the end was we'd have to mark each other's papers out of 10, and the teacher would go around all of us and go, Benazir Kamal, 3 out of 10. Oh, the next one, Hamish McDougall, 4 out of 10. Duke, and then, oh, Elsie Ingalls, 9 out of 10. Very well done. Everyone has to clap. And for some reason, even though this had no impact on our career, dzień dobry. Tomasz was speaking Polish, so I should also speak Polish when people come in. Yeah, so even though this had absolutely no impact on our further school careers, we felt the greatest possible shame every time the teacher came around and tutted at us. When we got less than 5 out of 10, which was, just beyond the pale. And we felt so much shame, particularly the kid I was sitting beside, me and Jacob, whose name was Jacob. We felt so much shame by this that we decided that it would be better just to cheat at these. And we came up with an ingenious solution. So, how it would work was we'd write these tests, the answers out in pencil, right? And we'd give it to our partner to correct when the teacher read out the answers. Now, because these were in pencil, the answers could be rubbed out. And so, myself and Jacob concocted a plan. The plan went thusly. When the teacher would read out the answers, we would both rub out, if it was incorrect, our friend's answer, and write in the correct one, in pencil again. And therefore, when she came round to check, we'd both have 10 out of 10. Bulletproof, right?
Yeah.
And so, we did this, right? When she read out the answers, number 1, it's 89, number 2, it's 2/3, etc., etc. Each of us would just quickly flip over our pencils, rub out each other's answer, and then write in the correct one. Now, the teacher came round to us. And she'd look, Ben Kamal, 10 out of 10. Well done, clap, 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 clap. Jacob Ferguson, 10 out of 10. Clap, 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 clap. Now, when anyone got 10 out of 10, she would make us stand up so the class would applaud. Somehow, actually, when this happened, this was actually more shameful than getting 3 out of 10. But anyway, so now, I'm going to give you some advice, just as a tangent. When you cheat on something, and you cheat in order to do much better, I advise you to construct the correct kind of smile. Now, what I mean by that is that you should Smile as if you deserved it. So you see, yes. Yes, I got 10 out of 10 on mental maths. What you shouldn't do is this. Which is what both of us did. It's like, yes, we got away with it. Now, she looked at both of the papers and compared the writing, because some of the writing, the handwriting on the answers was a trifle inconsistent. Jacob had very beautiful, intricate letters and numbers. And I, being thoroughly dyslexic, just had lines on the paper. And as such, he said to both of us, "That's very interesting. I would like to see you both after class. And you can tell us you can tell me how you improved from last week's test, which was 2 out of 10 for both of you, to suddenly getting 10 out of 10 right now." And we're like, uh-oh. And so after class was dismissed, she kept us behind. And it was all the worse because it was break time. So all the other kids went outside, and we didn't get to go outside to play football. We had to stay and explain how we got so good at maths, mental maths, very suddenly. And she basically said, "Look, the writing is different. Both of you are terrible at maths." She said that. She literally said that, by the way. Both of you are, she didn't say terrible. She said, "Both of you leave much to be desired in your skill at maths." This is the most, if you're Scottish, this is the most Edinburgh thing you can possibly say. And she said, "Or something is wrong here. What happened?" And Jacob was like, "Yeah, we're just good. Like, what do you want? We're just good." And I at this point, I'm starting to sweat a little bit because she's keeping us there. And she's just like, "Nope, I don't believe you. And I'm ashamed to say, I cracked first." And I said, "Yeah, we marked each other's papers, and we cheated." And she goes ballistic. She's like, "You two are the most dishonest rapscallions that I have ever had the misfortune to teach." She had the Professor McGonagall accent, which is a real accent, by the way. I've had several primary school teachers with that accent. And she's like, "Your parents will be so ashamed. I'm going to give you both a 1,000-word punishment exercise." So a 1,000-word essay we'd have to write out, but you will finally learn why it is bad to cheat. And we're like, oh, bloody hell. Oh, this isn't very good, is it? And we both got sent home with this punishment exercise, and we both had to admit it to our main teacher, and she basically said the same things, like, "You two are the most delinquent rapscallions that I've ever had the misfortune to teach," which can't possibly have been true, considering that the year before a boy got stabbed in our school. So, like, I mean, mental maths, it's not that important. And none of this really affected me. None of this really affected me so much until I got home. And the thing with these punishment exercises was you had to be signed by your parents. So you get another level of shame. And I gave it to my mum and said, like, "Oh, sorry, Ma, I got in trouble at school today." And she takes the exercise, she looks at it. And my mother has a very strong sense of right and wrong. But she also is very into, thinking through your moral decisions. So she looks at me, she looks at the punishment exercise. She looks at me again. And she looks in my face and says, "Ben, why did you do it?" And at that moment, I didn't have an answer for her. And no, I really don't know why. It's a worthwhile question. Why did I do it? Why did I cheat on this stupid maths test? And I think the reason was this teacher put so much importance on it. Like, she was going around shaming all the children for, not being able to do the 9 times table at a breakneck pace. And that's why. I couldn't put it into words back then, but I felt so much shame every time this teacher would come round and just, like, insult us, basically. And I felt even more shame, my mother asking me, like, why did you bother? Why did you cheat? Why did you bring this all on yourself? And I suppose the lesson from all of this is that you probably shouldn't give in to shame. Cheers, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.